Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about the Russian economy. We're going to do this because I was curious. I wanted to know how the sanctions were performing, so I reached out. For those who don't know, when we talk about economics on this channel, generally it means that I reached out to people who are way smarter than I am on this topic, and I'm telling you what they told me. In this case, I couldn't get a consensus. So instead of the normal three people that I reach out to, I reached out to a fourth and still couldn't get one. There are very, very few things that they all agree on. So what we're going to do is go through the various scenarios that were presented. And I'll tell you what they told me. Three of them say it's going to happen on the 4th, that the 4th will be the dividing line, 4th of next month. Why? Because apparently right now Russia is kind of technically already in default. They're in a grace period. This month they were supposed to make payments in dollars to service a debt. They couldn't do it. They tried to do it in rubles, but that's not what the deal is. And they have until the 4th to make good. Three of them agreed that the 4th is when it will really start to show. Okay? Now, what happens from there? Very, very different predictions. One says it's just going to drop like a rock, like that day. Like as soon as it becomes official, their economy is going to nosedive. One says they still have a little bit of power to cook the books. So it's going to be more of a gentle glide down than just a rock dropping. And then the third said it was going to be sector by sector, which is more chaotic, produces more uncertainty, talked about a possible run on the banks. That one actually sounded like really bad to me. Everybody that I talked to believes that the Russian economy has actually already taken hits, but they have successfully cooked the books, used, quote, creative accounting measures to make it appear as though it's fine. But the damage is already done. It's just a matter of when it's going to show itself. So those are the three that say it's going to start on the 4th. Because there wasn't a consensus, I reached out to a fourth person, and they said that, well, the 4th doesn't matter at all. Russia is strong enough, their economy is large enough, that they will be able to continue cooking the books for a while, months. The scenario they presented was one where the war was over, peace had been achieved, sanctions started to be lifted, and Russia unpins, quote, their economy, stops engaging in all of the control measures, at which point all of the weaknesses show themselves and the economy takes a dive. According to them, the longer they cook the books, the deeper the decline will be. So not a whole lot of consensus here, other than the Russian economy has already taken hits, they're cooking the books and hiding it, and that eventually it's going to show itself. The majority of people say that that's going to start on the 4th. We'll see. I don't know. I can't evaluate these. The one thing we do know for a fact is that right now the Russian economy is on track to contract by 10%. The GDP is looking at contracting 10%. That will be the largest contraction in the Russian Federation ever. There's no more to that sentence. Ever. That's a big deal. That's a pretty huge hit. So, what does this tell us? It tells us that we've got at least a couple of weeks before we're going to see anything major. That's the one thing that I was able to take away from this, is that the sanctions may be having an impact that we're not seeing, but we won't know that until at least the 4th. Other than that, the overall economy, the GDP, is shrinking. It is contracting. And over time, that alone is going to cause major issues, and it will probably compound as it goes along. But I've been doing this a while, reaching out to these same people. I don't know that this has ever happened, where they all had very, very different opinions on what's going to occur. But it's because it's unprecedented. It's never happened before. So they're all just kind of guessing at this point. So we'll have to wait and see what plays out around the 4th. I would hope by then at least there would be some kind of sign. These sanctions are designed to slow Russia's ability to prosecute the war, to engage in that conflict. If they won't take effect, if they won't be noticed for months, the United States, NATO, they may be forced to pursue other options. So, anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.